And now race 3, ladies and gentlemen, for the EFS 4x4 Accessories XL Cup. Now, we've had 2 wins so far for Darren Whittington, 2 second places for Chris Board. So, the second race was considerably closer than the first race. Running through the grid quickly, Darren Whittington on pole, Chris Board alongside. Connor Roberts starts from position 3, and Brad Parrish has climbed into position 4. Cam Bartholomew is in position 5, with Dan Natoli alongside Jared Hughes. Ryan O'Sullivan, Corey Willis and Mick McLeod round out the top 10 ahead of James Simpson, Riley Beggs, Kobe Holland, Ryan Casher, a remarkable charge from the back to 14th, Ivan Painter, Josh Richards back in 16th, although their problem was gearbox. I'm not sure whether they can change that here at the circuit in time. Frank Mamarella 17th with Chris Pappas. Harrison Bates and Andrea Hamilton is 20th. Sam McLaren, Jason Harron, Dylan Roder, Josh Trappett, Harrison Stock, Amar Sharma, Warren King, James Van Roon, Chris Wilkins, Shane Mahoney and Brendan Martin were the 31 finishers from the previous race. After that, those who have returned to action, Trey Machota, hopefully, Gordon Smith. Now, Dylan Bursa's car was wandering around the pits with a broken nose, so hopefully he's been able to take the start. We are go! Fairly even start. Whoa, Cam Bartholomew was riding the curb at turn 1, but he's managed to do that and not hit anybody coming out the other side. But he's pushing for second place as they run up the back straight. Whittington leads. Board is trying to keep Bartholomew at bay. Here comes Parrish. Roberts has been shuffled back to 5th position, who's coming under threat from Natoli, McLeod, and then there's a gap before we get to Corey Willis. Field arrives at turn 3. Whittington is starting to look like he might run away with this again. Bartholomew holds second. He's got Board right in behind. Oh, we got cars heading everywhere. Parrish is that Parrish who's been turfed off at turn 4? I think it has. Oh my goodness, Brad Parrish is having all kinds of bad luck. Now Simpson's been turfed off the track here as well. Oh, there's a nose down on car 32. So there's been some collisions amongst the cars. They're coming out of turn 5. I think 32 is going to struggle to make it back to the pits. That would be Dylan Roder, I think, who's in real strife. It looks like he may have lost a wheel. Up front, though, Whittington is away and clear, ahead of Bartholomew. Board, Roberts, Ryan O'Sullivan it is, the mystery car at the front order there. We've got a car pulling over into the old burnout pad down towards turn 1. I think that's the number 17 car. Brendan Martin it is, who's pulled up down on the infield of turn 1. Meanwhile, back up at the pointy end of the field, we see this battle going on behind Whittington and Bartholomew at the front of the field. There's Board defending against Roberts with O'Sullivan tucked in behind him. Now there's Whittington. We've lost Bartholomew actually out of the top order. Well, I was looking down. Yeah, there's the number 74 there of Ryan O'Sullivan, who's done a tremendous job. Here goes Roberts for second place. Looks like he's got it done. He's squeezing Board for room, but he's got it done. Down the Dick Johnson straight they go. He's refusing to give up. Board's hanging on as long as he can, but Roberts is through into second place. Now Bartholomew stepped off track and he's fallen down into sixth position. Now Connor Roberts has actually gotten a small gap in that second place ahead of Board and O'Sullivan. They're the three cars fighting over second place. The bright yellow car of Whittington, there he is. That's our race leader. And then we've got a gaggle of cars fighting over fifth place behind them. That's McLeod. Riley Beggs has come up from much further back. Cameron Bartholomew, Corey Willis and Dan Natoli are in there as well. And Painter, who's been made a steady progression through the race. The races. But Roberts, that distinctive orange number 19 car. Support from Arrow. And truck assist. Just ahead of Chris Board. Now Ryan O'Sullivan's falling away as they negotiate turn 6 onto the Dick Johnson straight. We see Whittington just moving clear. Well, continuing to open the gap. This is exactly what happened in the first race. And there, that group of cars fighting for fifth. Bartholomew, Beggs, McLeod, Willis, Natoli. Ryan Casher is coming up through the order as well. Back to the battle for second. There's Roberts being chased by Board. O'Sullivan is definitely falling off the back there. He lost some ground through turn 2. And here comes Chris Board. Oh, a little bit of bump drafting, a little bit of SMS work on the rear bumper of Roberts' XL. A little bit of NASCAR work, a little bit of Carolina here in Australia. And Roberts and Board there continuing to fight over that second place. Thick pack of cars further back in the field, just going through turn 3. Going back to our race leaders here. There's Roberts. Ooh. Now here's Mitch Wooler. We notice on camera here the black car with the teal stripes running down the field. Damo's Diggers. Now Mitch pulled out of the previous race, but that was because of oil pressure fluctuations in his car. Roberts still holds second, being chased after by Board and O'Sullivan. Bartholomew is back into fifth. He's gotten past Riley Beggs. McLeod, Willis, Casher, Natoli, Painter. Now here's Mitch Wooler on track and he's having a scrap right at the moment. Just trying to pick up where Wooler is. They're not quite picking up where he is on. Oh, big lock up there. That's Frank Mamarella, who just had the lock up of brakes there. He's fighting with Bates and Pappas on either side of him, and there's Wooler just ahead of them. Tremendous scrap of cars there further back there. So there's Parrish, who's coming back through the field after stepping off the track again. Parrish is 17th. There's Dremel, who was involved in the 3-car crash in the previous race. Was able to get his car back repaired and back up in action once again. It's a little bit battle scarred. The distinctive orange stripe. We see Parrish moving up to attack the number 8 car here of Chris Pappas. And joining in that fight there, that's Machota actually, Trey Machota, who's coming back up through the field. As we go back to the battle for second place, there's Roberts and Board. Meanwhile, O'Sullivan has fallen back into the clutches of Cam Bartholomew and Riley Beggs, those 2 black-coloured cars. Moving up to attack the white car with the blue flashes, O'Sullivan there. So O'Sullivan, Bartholomew in the middle. And Bartholomew's having a big look. Riley Beggs in the outer seal car is going with him. So Bartholomew gets past O'Sullivan for 4th place. Beggs will follow through to pick up 5th. And here's Roberts and Board fighting over 2nd. Tremendous scrap, these two drivers. And there's Whittington, that flash of yellow. Out in front, our race leader. Roberts, 2nd. Board, 3rd. 2 cars on screen there. Onto the straight they come. There's Whittington going by. The gap is out to almost, it will be over 5 seconds now. Robertson Board crossed the stripe. Actually, the gap has come down. Bartholomew, Beggs, O'Sullivan next. Then there's a gap. Ryan Kasher continues to impress. He's climbed into 7th place ahead of Corey Willis, Natoli, McLeod, Painter, Mamarella, Bates, Parrish, Pappas. Now this is the battle for 4th place. Bartholomew versus Beggs. They've dropped O'Sullivan instantly. I think O'Sullivan may have a problem. There's a little bit of bump drafting going on. Riley Beggs putting pressure on Bartholomew. Strange to think of someone as young as Cameron Bartholomew as a veteran of the class, but he's been racing XL since he was a teenager. And Bartholomew, former lap record holder here, being pushed by Riley Beggs, one of the rising stars of the class. Some more tapping, and there's O'Sullivan there in 6th place. And here's this battle for 7th. Kasher at the front of that group. There's Willis. Natoli in the middle of camera shot there, car number 3, Dan Natoli. It's a fascinating battle with these 3. And Board has got past Roberts. Board into 2nd place while we're looking further down the field. So the change for 2nd place there. Chris Board back in front of Roberts once more. Bartholomew, Beggs, O'Sullivan, then Kasher, Willis, Natoli, McLeod, Mitch Wooler up into 11th place and flying. But there's Board and Roberts. Chris Board, the Chris Board metal roofing car, holding down that 2nd place. Now Connor Roberts is going to have another look under. There he goes, gets him back. So these two are going to trade places here for a while by the looks of things. Oh, Board immediately strikes back on the inside line on the exit of turn 3. Classic over and under, but very forceful driving there by Chris Board. Got it done instantly as the EFS XL Cup continues. We are 7 laps down, 3 remaining, 2.5 really. Bit less than 2.5 as we see Whittington flash across the screen briefly. Chris Board is being pushed along here by Roberts, the proper NASCAR bump drafting. Roberts pops out of the draft, looks up the inside, gets deep under brakes, and gets it done. Connor Roberts back into 2nd place once more. The battle for 4th place is slightly more straightforward. Riley Beggs is close behind Cam Bartholomew, but is not threatening Bartholomew in the same way that the 2 cars ahead of them are swapping places. Ryan Kasher is continuing to charge through the field. Well, Kasher's probably got as far as he can get in this race with just 2 laps remaining. O'Sullivan's probably a bit too far up the road. As here we go, Board. Oh, again, some more SMS tapping on the rear bumper. Fantastic scrap, this one for 2nd. Almost as good the one for 4th. And it's still on back there for 7th place. To some extent, Kasher's got a bit of a gap on Willis. Here's this battle for 4th place. Cam Bartholomew versus Riley Beggs. Both got a fairly even exit out of turn 3. Beggs not quite close enough to have a go into turn 4 this time. He'll be looking to get a good, smooth exit from turn 5 to try and translate into an attack at turn 6. Beggs is just drifting out nicely on the exit of 5. Bartholomew, though, has got the defense against the slingshot. Up the front of the field, though, here's Whittington coming around to start the last lap of the race. Whittington, a race leader. He's done it easy in this race. Roberts has got a small gap on board now. And Bartholomew almost a slightly smaller gap actually to Riley Beggs. Last lap, O'Sullivan is still 6th. Then Kasher, Willis, Natoli, Wooler, McLeod. Bit of a gap to Holland. This ongoing battle for second place. Board's going for it. Down the back straight for the final time. And Board got a very smooth exit out of turn 2. At the same time, Riley Beggs is attacking Bartholomew just behind them, so it's all going on for the minor places. Whittington's got this shot to bits. We see here exiting out of turn 3. Beggs has got it done. Riley Beggs is through. No, Bartholomew's strike backs on the outside line. Meanwhile, up into second place, Board defends against Roberts. Bartholomew goes deep under brakes at turn 4. Board second, ahead of Roberts. But here's Darren Whittington. He's got the win done. 3 starts, 3 wins. Cardler was only finished 10 o'clock last night, and Whittington claims victory. Second place goes to Chris Board ahead of Connor Roberts. There's 4th and 5th, Bartholomew just ahead of Riley Begg. Across the line for 6th, O'Sullivan. Then Ryan Kasher has beaten Willis and Natoli. Mitch Wooler has gotten up into 9th place ahead of Dan Natoli. McLeod is 11th ahead of Kobe Holland, Brett Parrish, Ivan Painter, Frank Mamarella, Trey Machota, Harry Bates, Chris Pappas, Andrew Hamilton ahead. Although Chris Pappas has had drama on the final lap, he didn't quite come. He's lost 3 spots. So Bates was home for 17th, Hamilton 18th. Dremel, after being involved in the crash that interrupted race 2, has finished in 19th place ahead of Stock. Pappas dropped to 21st. McLaren was 22nd ahead of Sharma, Trappett, King. Jason Harron and James Van Roon is the last car home at the moment in 27th position. We've still got more cars finishing. There's Shane Mahoney and Chris Wilkins crossing the line. They might be the last 2 cars home because I haven't seen Jared Hughes in a little while in car number 7. I think Hughes has dropped out of the race. Dylan Burse was out after 2 laps, and Martin and Simpson we saw dropping out on the opening lap of the race. But congrats once again to Darren Whittington. 3 starts, 3 wins, and Chris Board has had 3 second places. Connor Roberts has been pretty much best of the rest. And we've got more Track Attack XL Cup brought to you by the very fine people of EFS 4x4 Accessories. And we'll see them a little bit later in the day for the 4th and final XL Cup race. Sorry, I forgot how to stop it again.